Hey guys, so I hope that you don't mind me doing this reading a little bit early for this collective. Things have been really crazy for me the last 24 hours. There's some massive shifts going on in this collective, and honestly I just kind of had to get this reading out. The messages were just persistent and strong, and the downloads were crazy. It was making me nauseous. That's how strong it was. So I just kind of wanted to get this out here so that I could go on with my somewhat normal life this weekend. But yeah, so a lot of changes. I mean, even last night, you guys, I got zero sleep. It was 4 a.m, and it's totally having to do with the Pisces new moon energy. The veil is very thin. I don't know if you follow astrology at all. If not, it's totally okay. But Pisces is that very what's the word? It's very ethereal type energy. It's represented by the fish, so it's very slippery and elusive, dreamy. And then Venus is really active right now too. So there's a lot of things happening in regard to love. Love versus lust. All right, that's huge in this collective at this time. It's kind of like the sacral chakra versus the heart chakra, and kind of using discernment in regard to those two. And I think that the masculine collective is getting better in regard to that. So, but yeah, it was 4 a.m, and I woke up to the crystals. I don't have very many, but I have a few, and they were clicking. They were making clicking noises. It was very strange, but my dog heard it too, so I'm not just crazy, right? I am just a little bit, but not really. But yeah, my dog heard it too, and I had to actually separate them for the clicking to stop. So the energy is very, very strong, and I got a lot of downloads for this collective particularly, so I wanted to just kind of get it off my chest, basically. It's when someone's trying to get a message to you, it's okay, I get it. That's how it was for me the last 24 hours. So I hope you don't mind. It's today instead of Tuesday. So with all of this dreamy, elusive type energy mixed with the massive downloads that I was getting for this collective, it's very disorganized energy, very, very disorganized, which drives me crazy. So I can't even imagine what you guys are going through. I get the sense that you guys are battling some dark demons at this time. If not, that's great, but please remember that this is a collective reading, so there's varying degrees of people on their path, but in general, the energy for this collective is very, very disorganized at this time, at least from what I can sense, and sometimes I sense it before the collective. So with that being said, yeah, it's kind of like I get the sense you guys are starting to face things that you had tucked away in a chest, to be dealt with at a later date, and now you're opening it, and it may have been opening Pandora's box. So there's some, some of that going on in the collective, but you're starting to face it, which is good. To harness it, right? To harness it. This in turn will allow you to stand in your power further. So that's heavy in the masculine collective too at this time, is learning how to stand in your power. And that in turn increases your sense of self-worth, right? So it's a chain reaction when you start doing that. And I'm sorry if this intro is very erratic. That's the energy right now, so I'm doing my best to put it in an organized fashion, but it's just a reflection of the energy right now. So, but I'm doing my best, right? So yeah, I was talking a lot about the sacral and heart chakra upgrades, and kind of using discernment about the two. And it's learning the true definition of integrity and loyalty. Integrity and loyalty, those are two huge themes for all this disorganized energy. And I feel outdated belief systems are shifting for you guys, and you guys are embracing what these definitions actually mean to you, and how important and powerful they are, and you're starting to implement them in your life, or at least face them, right? Face the discrepancies. Where there's discrepancies in what you think and what you say versus your actions, right? Integrity versus integrity and loyalty, right? Loyalty to just kind of like reevaluating like what you're loyal to and why. In regard to like your obligations versus your heart space leading you, right? Like things you're doing out of like guilt or fear versus being led from the heart space, which is the truest compass, right? So you're kind of learning what situations in your life actually deserve your time and energy. This could be about anything, like people, circumstances, commitments, obligations, any of that. You're kind of reevaluating like what really deserves my time and energy. What am I actually loyal to based on my integrity of what I truly believe and think versus my actions. And you may be noticing like some of the discrepancies there and you're starting to reconcile that, or at least becoming aware of it. So it's kind of like almost like a battle with the ego in this regard. So let's see what comes up in the reading. You may also notice that who you're attracted to is changing and shifting. You may or may not be acting on it this time, but my sense is that you're becoming aware of it. So things that you saw in like a romantic partner in the past as attractive or beautiful, you're now like kind of seeing some of those things as unattractive, and your sense of like what is attractive or beautiful has shifted, right? Particularly in regard to romantic connections. And there are things that you used to like that may now be like a turnoff for you, because you notice like either the shallowness or the lack of growth there, and you're like you're seeing it. And I feel like in this collective you're noticing those shifts about what you're attracted to in a partner. It may be with someone that you're already with, or if you're single, about possible connections in that way. All right. So it's kind of like the images that I got for the masculines were pretty varied. A few of them I saw walking on a tightrope, kind of trying not to fall one way or the other. Like you don't want to make a wrong choice, because you see the implications of what it has for your future. You're like viewing the future differently because of all these changes that are happening that I mentioned, that I just discussed in the intro. You're seeing the implications it will have, and you're seeing your future differently, and so you don't want to go too far one way or the other, so you're just kind of in this period of not acting. That's one group of masculines in this collective. Another I saw looking in the mirror, like really heavily, like reevaluating everything, like a hawk looking at everything, reevaluating their sense of self, what they know about others around them, what you find attractive in other people. So that was another group of masculines were like heavily looking in the mirror. And then the other ones were breaking up concrete. And there was a lot of green in this image, in this vision I had. So it's like breaking down those walls around the heart space. You're starting to see the light from the heart space come through, and that sense is addicting. That true heart space energy of unconditional love is absolutely addicting. And so I see them like this group of masculines like rapidly trying to break down the concrete walls around their heart space. So that's how different this collective is. So that's why I'm asking you to be patient with these for now. It will get more unified over time, but the first couple times I get the sense it's going to be like this. So, you know, if some of these messages don't resonate with you, just leave it here for someone else to pick up. Yeah, so if you recall in the last reading, like in the upcoming energy, that card with the mask coming off, the masks are off. That's now. The masks are off. And you're just like seeing everything totally differently. You're seeing that light shining through. You're reevaluating everything, what you thought you knew about yourself and other people, and what you're attracted to in a potential romantic connection. So lots of stuff. So now you know why the last 24 hours have been kind of crazy for me, but these were the downloads that I got. So the cards that are coming to mind are the Six of Wands, because it is about success and victory in regard to overcoming these obstacles and these inner demons. But also the shadow side of the Six of Wands card is the ego. So we'll see if that comes out. Eight of Swords, like a self-imposed mental prison, kind of up in your headspace, like doing all this reevaluating and kind of teasing out, you know, leading from the sacral versus the heart chakra. And then the Hierophant, it's about commitments and belief systems. That's really changing a lot in this collective as you kind of start to discern more like obligation versus true life path, like destined life path. The Devil card, because it has to do with attachments and codependencies, particularly tied to the sacral chakra, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune, because things are shifting rapidly. Things are shifting very rapidly, and if you're able to harness these energies to your advantage, which is why I'm here, to help assist with that, good luck is on your side. So Wheel of Fortune. So we'll see what comes out. All right. So for the masculines, yeah, all the possibilities, right? Different doors, different avenues, kind of reevaluating everything, seeing the future differently. Like, wow, if I make this, it's kind of like walking on that tightrope. Like, I don't really know, you know, kind of scared to make, not scared, kind of nervous. Thank you. Thank you, Tarot. Kind of nervous to choose a path because you don't want to, you know, make a decision that's not from the heart space. All right, so that's perfect right there. Yeah, there's some anxiety about this in the collective. Yeah, abundance, cornucopia. See that light shining through? That's what happens when you start breaking down those concrete walls, right? It's addicting. It's like, wow, that's true abundance. That's true abundance. See that light shining through? That's what I'm drawn to. Exactly that. And it's like that addicting feeling, right? Of, see here, the green. It's that addicting feeling of the light shining through from the heart space, right? And Thinking Woman is at the bottom. I really take this as the thinking man, obviously, for this collective. Don't forget, we all embody masculine and feminine energy, so don't worry that it's a woman. It's reevaluating everything. The thinking man is what I'm going to say for this reading. Reevaluating everything, right? Just as I was talking about, here's that sacral chakra. These just keep coming off the bottom, you guys. That's how strong the energy is. I can't even explain to you how the last 24 hours have been for me, but these are the messages. They're totally backing up my intro, right? It's that sacral chakra. This is also having, you know, see, look at this, even how it's like, this is so funny. This just cracks me up. This is my intro so far. Anyway, yeah, so this is also about courage and drive, right? To pursue what you deem as true abundance by reevaluating everything, right? So not only is it like, yes, discerning from the heart space versus the sacral chakra, lust versus love, right? But there's another message here about courage and drive to make sure that you're there's like integrity, right? That what you say and what you think are in line with your actions, because that's true. That's that light shining through. That's that true abundance, right? From the heart space. And that the sacral chakra is at the heart of the reading. Yeah, I was specifically talking about in regard to your romantic connections, right? Learning to discern. Look at this, look at the images on these cards, you guys. All right, they're heavily backing up my intro. The heart space versus the sacral chakra. You're evaluating all of this, right? And you're learning to discern what true abundance is. It doesn't come from just here, right? But the sacral chakra is not just about lust. It's also about that courage and drive, particularly in regard to your romantic connections. Venus is very active right now, which is the planet of love, right? And you're learning to discern like what circumstances you want to give your time and energy to. You're seeing the light. I mean, it's coming from within, but you're seeing it from your heart space. Yeah, there's root chakra at the bottom too. That's about feeling like safe and secure, right? Not really wanting to make a decision at this time because there's that underlying anxiety of like quote unquote choosing wrong. Let's see. Yes, that balance, yin and yang, light and shadow, facing the shadow side that you've kind of tucked away. To deal with at a later date. See how the heart's still in the cage here, but then here it's like there's this fire going forward. It's like learning to, it's like facing that chest that you tucked away for a later date. The doors are starting to open and you're starting to face that so that you can integrate that shadow side more instead of tucking it away in a little chest, right? And particularly having to do with the heart space and the sacral chakra. This reading is freaking incredible. Yeah, these readings never cease to amaze me. Yeah, and then here we have you're seeing, right? Third eye chakra. So you're reevaluating everything again. That's reflected twice here with the thinking man is what I'm gonna say for this reading. But you're seeing it. And it's like, remember how I was talking about the masculine is heavily looking in the mirror and just reevaluating everything? It's like seeing that bigger picture of this, right? Lust versus love. Not only that, but in regard to the other things that I said as well. But you're seeing it now. You're like really seeing it now. All right, let's clarify with some tarot here. Yeah, so we have the star, which is about healing, hope, renewal, and then also King of Cups, which is, see how these things are dragging him down. This is an atypical, these cards are so small, sorry. This is kind of an atypical King of Cups card. In this image, the King of Cups, he's very in tune with his emotions, but look at how all these things are dragging him down. You're starting to look at what am I obligated to and why? What things are draining my energy that I'm just doing out of like guilt or shame or like maybe like promises. Promises is a word that's coming to mind for some reason right now, so that may resonate with you differently. But you're working on healing this. Because you're seeing it's not truly from the heart space, right? So that light is starting to, those walls are coming down, the masks are off. You're seeing all of this. Yeah, Three of Swords. Heartbreak. And this is under cornucopia. And I'm specifically talking about rapidly breaking down those concrete walls around your heart. And you're seeing that light coming through. Heartbreak. Think about that. Breaking down those concrete walls around the heart space for the light to shine through. Breaking through the heart space. Also, some things that are more that you're doing more out of obligation, it's hard to release those things, right? It's hard. So there may be some heartbreak associated with that, like realizing, wow, I need to let go of this obligation that's like draining my energy that I'm just doing like because it pulls on your heartstrings, right? Out of guilt, but also literally breaking through the heart space. Okay, yeah, so Hangman, this is under the thinking woman, and that's exactly what I was talking about. This is like not moving. You're reevaluating everything and you're not really making a choice right now because you don't want to, you're seeing your future differently. And so you're just reevaluating everything at this time, not making a decision. That was what I was saying, right? About walking on the tightrope, not wanting to fall either way. This two-headed thing is hanging from these ropes. And the hangman can indicate like stagnation or not making a decision. No movement at this time, just evaluating everything. And then here, we under the sacral chakra, we have justice, the justice card, which is about balance. And I particularly see this as that battle right now between the heart space and the sacral chakra. There's justice being brought to this. There's justice being brought to this. This is also Libra energy, but it's the scales normally, right? Here in this card, it's a little bit different, but normally it's the scales, and it's under this one. So you're learning how to balance that lust versus that courage and drive in regard to this. Yeah, the magician. So door to romance, manifesting, right? Using all your resources to kind of tease this out. Really having to go within, really is how I see it, to tease out, you know, it's that battle between the sacral and the heart chakra. That was my intro, right? But and also see how the mask is coming off? The masks are off. You're seeing things for what they are in regard to these two things at this time. The masks are off, and you're learning to lead more from the heart space instead of the sacral chakra. You see that? Because this is in the heart of the reading with justice. Justice is being brought to that sacral chakra. In other words, you're like learning how to balance that chakra, right? But here we have the master manifester under door to romance, your heart space. Your heart space. The mask is coming off. You're listening, you're learning how to lead from your heart space, right? That was my intro. And here it is, Six of Wands. That's exactly what I was talking about, and that's under yin yang, balancing that freaking shadow and light side. It's that ego battle right now. Six of Wands, okay? So Six of Wands, you see how this person's like parading around the town, but the town is empty. There's no one there. It's like a false sense of pride, right? It's like that ego battle. But Six of Wands also means victory and success in regard to this, depending on how you manage these energies, right? Just keep leading from your heart space. That's your truest compass. That's what I was talking about, okay? Bring balance to that sacral chakra to not make these decisions based in lust, and it will require this evaluating, right? And may require letting go of some things that may be painful, but I get the sense that it's not going to be stopped, because the way that this reading is progressing, I think a lot of you guys will be successful and victorious in this regard, because this light is addicting. That light from the heart space, it's addicting. So it's like battling that, right? And that's what I was talking about in the beginning, was like battling those deep inner demons so that your light can shine brighter. It's like that sense of self-worth, standing in your power, being victorious in that regard, but it's like that ego battle right now. And then yeah, we have Emperor at the bottom. So the Emperor is like Aries type energy, but also, you know, the Emperor really likes to control. It's like releasing that control, right? Because the Emperor in reverse is a surrender. It's surrendering to divine plan. It's surrendering to your heart space, releasing those obligations that are no longer in alignment with your path. Because under that we have 8 of Cups, which is like walking away from things that are no longer completely emotionally fulfilling. It's releasing that control, that false sense of control, right? Because all we ever really have control over is ourselves, truly. Your guard's up a little bit still. You see how he has this little like baton thing in front of him, and he's just kind of sitting back on his horse. It's like your guard's still up a little bit, like it's that ego battle, right? That control versus surrender, that control versus the surrender. Okay, letting that guard down, because that's where the light shines through, and having the courage to walk away from things that are more out of an obligation instead of from here. But you're seeing all of it now. That's very clear. You're seeing all of it now, right? All right, let me get a spirit animal here. Groundhog spirit. Time to let go. Time to let go of those obligations that are draining you. All right, clear out the clutter. Could this be any more clear? Look at all that green. Clear out the clutter from the heart space. Masculines vigorously clearing those concrete walls off from around the heart. Clear out the clutter. But yeah, also time to let go. That sense of control, that sense of being guarded, right? It's about being vulnerable. You guys are seeing this. There's no doubt about that. You guys are seeing this. Co-create with spirit, crow spirit. Yeah. And this one's sticking out. Sometimes life stings. Wasp spirit. So that's like releasing those obligations that are draining you, right? Time to co-create, move forward. See how the crow's pointing forward? Time to co-create with spirit. That's what this is. The master manifestor, the magician, co-creating. The masks are off, and that kind of stings a little bit when you can see the truth. Also, what I was saying about, what you see attractive and beautiful in romantic partners may be shifting, and that can be hard to see or hard to deal with, right? That 3 of Swords energy, heartbreak. But coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. Divine detours are guidance and protection, right? So just trust in spirit, and you're being led. That's clearly how I'm seeing this. It's like a sting, right? It's like painful, but movement forward with spirit guiding you, and trust in divine detours. Okay. All right. So I want to get some. Well, actually, I want to do Arrows of Love Oracle. Yeah, higher purpose. Those divine detours, it's for a higher purpose. Yeah, it's for a higher purpose, right? That yin-yang energy, that perfect balance of shadow and light. When you have this internally, it will be reflected externally. And then cactus heart guarded. Yeah, so that's goes in line with what I was talking about this whole reading. Love and lace, innocence. This is what it's to get back to, right? This is what it's to get back to. Because again, lust versus love is a huge lesson in this collective at this time. So it's balancing this for courage and drive, right? It's kind of like a reset of the sacral chakra. Yeah, in regard to feminine energy. So since this is a masculine collective, it's that reset. It's that reset in regard to what you deem attractive in your romantic connections, in particular. All right, things that you may no longer, or things that you once saw as like attractive, or like now like turn offs to, and it's almost like not your, yeah, you're what you deem attractive in a romantic connection has changed, has shifted. Yeah, watch very soon. And that's under crow spirit, co-create with spirit, right? The trusting in those divine detours, that there was a higher purpose for this. I get the sense you know, but because you've been reevaluating everything, and you can kind of see the bigger picture in this regard. Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise. These changes, these shifts, you know, working on these chakras, what you're reevaluating, it's like that integrity, and you're viewing loyalty in a different way too. Those were the two main words for the lessons, were like loyalty and integrity. Yeah, loyalty and integrity, the two of cups coming together. So this is about like soulmate connections, okay? And also you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded from walking away from what is no longer emotionally fulfilling and what is based purely in lust. You will be rewarded for that. All right. The celebration. Just keep working on leading from the heart space. That's the biggest thing. Leading from the heart space. That's your truest compass, but you guys already are seeing this. All right, so I hope that this reading helped you guys. Thank you for letting me do this reading early and getting it off my chest. Hopefully I can, continue on with the rest of my weekend in some kind of normal fashion now. All right, you guys, I will talk to you next time. Since I'm not doing a collective video on Tuesday, I'll do like an energy check-in that I'll post on Facebook or something. All right, talk to you guys next time. Bye.